Good afternoon and welcome to Heartland Outdoor Living. This afternoon we're going to be going on a hunt. We're going to be going on public land. Again, we've got roughly an hour drive to get there. It is Sunday, October 20th. And if I'm doing the math right, we're roughly a week out before we really start getting close into the cooler weather and kind of some pre-rut conditions here in Oklahoma. Right now, unbelievably, it's 82 degrees. I can't remember the last time that I went deer hunting and actually had the air conditioner on in my vehicle when I was on my way out there. I may be wishing I hadn't had it on by the time I get there. I imagine I'll be good and soaking wet by the time I get to my stand. But like I say, I've got roughly an hour drive to get there, and then we're going to be man, it's almost a 2-mile hike to get in there where I'm going. It's going to be fun. This is another place that I found on Onyx. I have not even been on this property before, so it's all going to be new. I believe I've got a pretty good map routed out in my head along with Onyx on how to get to where I want to get. I'm looking for some buck sign. I've been fortunate, been blessed, and I've seen a lot of does this year already. And I wouldn't mind taking a doe, but I haven't had any within that 20-yard mark. Right now, I practice out to 25. I don't really want to shoot further than 20 though, but I'm getting what I would call pretty decent with the recurve up to 25 yards. In fact, I did 3 surprise shots today. I did some before church, after church, and I actually had to skip yesterday evening hunt because I'm down on some leather orders that I need to get done. But periodically in the middle of my working, I'll just go out and I'll shoot off an arrow. And from my 25-yard mark, I did several good double lung shots on the deer decoy and a couple Heartland double lung shots. So like I say, I'm getting pretty confident at 25, but I would prefer a deer be less than 20 with the recurve. But again, guys, that's what we're doing today. We're going to head out there right now, and as soon as we get out there, I'll try to get a little bit of video of us going in and getting the setup in the tree stand. We're going to be actually hunting out of a saddle again, and part of the reason I like the saddle hunting is I can take it with me, and regardless of the trees or what the actual boots on the ground trees look like once you get there, I know I'll be able to use it one way or another because I'm using the Predator platform made by Tethered, and I can use that as a stool on a small tree even if I don't have anything big enough to get up in. So tonight, again, it's almost a 2-mile hike, so I'm going to be taking 2 climbing sticks and my Predator stand. Hopefully I'll be able to, like say, get up in a tree that I prefer hunting out of a tree. Got strong winds out of the south. Hopefully that strong wind out of the south will cover up the noise that I make trying to get in and get set up. And if what I found on Onyx looks right, I should be with pretty good close area to where I believe maybe some bucks might be bedded down. But let's get to the video, guys, and let's go. Let's share this hunt with you. Again, we appreciate you tuning in, so let's go hunting. I don't know if you can see that big red muddy spot on that tree. That is hog sign. Not what we're looking for. That tells you the hogs are in here. If you guys ever watch Dan Infolt with the Hunting Beast here on YouTube, he's consistently killing big deer in swampy areas. So this area where I went to, there's actually a little bit of a swamp kind of north of my location where I'm at. And again, what I thought was going to be about a 2-mile hike ended up being closer to a 3.5 mile hike because some of the areas I thought I'd be able to walk through, they're just impassable. So I had to kind of loop around and go back in. And then I've noticed that they had sold some of the property that butts up next to this public hunting land has actually been sold and kind of subdivisioned out. And you end up making this long hike back up in here, and I've seen a couple of tree stands and actually ladder stands. And that's part of the reason I was willing to hike so far back up in here, is because I thought, well, it's going to lessen the odds of even seeing anybody, because most people aren't willing to work that hard to try to get back up in there. And again, this ended up, it was a good day to be out scouting and kind of either check off an area as a good spot or write it off as a spot that may or may not have potential. And after I'd gotten set up, you can see I've got my saddle and we're up in the tree and hanging out. We was able to get into the tree really, really quiet. The wind helped cover up any noises that I might have made, but I hadn't been up in the tree stand maybe 10 minutes, and a hunter walks by. Of course, I'm not a great, huge distance off of that big swath that has been cut through, brush hogged through for the fence line, the property line, if you will. But still, I'm a long ways back up in here. And anyhow, seeing the other hunter isn't always discouraging, because I've actually, last year, the first day of hunting season, I was out on the same public hunting grounds, not in this location, but I had a couple of hunters walk in and they ended up seeing me finally, and then they left the area. But when they left, I'm pretty sure they spooked some deer to me that came in on me. But this particular day, it was probably seeing the guy, like I say, 10 or 15 minutes into the hunt, and then probably another 45 minutes, and we're getting closer to that 6 o'clock, 6:30. The deer been moving real regular around 7-ish. That gives them, 30 minutes before it's dark. And the guy walks back by again. He's probably headed back to his truck or whatever. I don't know for sure, but I might as well just make a day of scouting out of this. And that's what I did. I ended up pulling the tree stand and kind of scouted a couple of locations that looked like they might have potential on my way back to the Jeep. But again, it was a beautiful day. The winds end up dying down. I did find some places where the deer are crossing pretty heavily. I found some feeders on the private property, and it looks like the deer are crossing over. It looks like they're probably still bedding and hanging out on the public land and then going over there and eating his corn or whatever he's got going on over there. But again, guys, I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video, and I hope that it encourages some of you to get out and maybe try to do some bow hunting on public land. We still haven't had success yet, but the year is early, and we've got the pre-rut and rut coming on soon. So if you haven't subscribed, I'd like to talk you into subscribing now. And again, as always, we appreciate your likes, comments, and subscribes, and may you have a blessed week.